welcome. Thank you for joining us today, right here in our kitchen with Susan Shipman for InStyle Cooking and with the community. That's what this show is all about, is actually bringing our community back together. And we have a wonderful community guest with us today, Jared Snyder with Cold Coffee.
Good morning, glad to be here.
So we were so happy to have you with us today. Absolutely. And we are very happy to have you with us today. Whether you're watching us in Calhoun County, Etowah County, Auburn, Sylacauga, Birmingham, North Alabama. I know my sister lives in near the Huntsville viewing area, and I think she gets us through the Roku and Fire Stick. You can go on your TV and you hit search, and you can find us. Just type in WEAC TV 24 and then hit live, and you should be able to pull us up.
Yes.
So, and remember when we're airing, we'll be here on Wednesday mornings from 8 to 9, Wednesday evenings from 7 to 8, and then again on Saturday from 1 to 2, Sunday afternoons when you're laying around, you know, getting that Sunday afternoon nap from 4 to 5, or Monday evenings from 7 to 8, and then a new show airs every Wednesday morning from 8 to 9 again.
Yes, that's a lot of choices. That's really great. And for all of our viewers in Ontario, hello, because you know, really anybody can watch us from all around the world because it's a live streaming thing, and that is just awesome.
Yeah, and you can actually, I actually put it on my phone, the WEAC TV 24. I downloaded the app, and I can see it on my phone, so that if I'm on the road, I can click on it on the left side to make sure it is
on
going.
The road. Okay, yeah, I watched
our
show.
Not like driving though. I mean, like, you know,
I got you.
On the road, out somewhere.
I watched our show this morning while I was getting ready to be here, and we did a good job. Yay!
Yeah,
it was good. Yes. Very thrilling.
So what are you going to cook for us today? Susan owns Oven Odyssey, by the way. Very important.
Yes, very important indeed. We are going to make red, white, and blueberry parfaits today. The cooking part of this is already done. We have got, these are gluten-free shortcake muffins. We have got gluten-free blueberry muffins. We have got not gluten-free blueberry muffins, and then we have got a red velvet cake. This is an extra that I had when I was piling up a little 6-inch cake, and I was like, that's tall enough. And so I had this extra, and I brought it in for us to use to do this. And the blueberries all came out of our orchard, and the blueberries are really showing off this year. I mean, the branches are laying over towards the ground, and they're just gorgeous. They're so lovely, and they're humongous. And I'm all about some
in a minute, the guys are going to have to zoom in
Yes.
and show that beautiful bowl of blueberries.
Yes, exactly. And so we're going to, what a parfait is some crumbled cake-like stuff, whatever it is you choose to put in, and whipped cream. And I went on the cheap today with the already prepared whipped cream. You can make a homemade whipped cream with a heavy whipping cream and a little bit of vanilla and some powdered sugar. And it only takes like 2.5 minutes on a hard whip to get that to a nice texture, a nice consistency to do what you need to do with it. You don't want it so that it's dripping off of the spoon, but it needs to hang onto the spoon. So we might try that some day when I'm not being cheap.
And the groceries usually have, like, you've got a generic brand.
Yes.
And you can always get the generic brand. Right now, everybody's watching their pennies, right? Even though pennies are about to be obsolete. but we need to start saying we're watching our nickels, I guess.
Watching our nickels. Okay, I'm good with that.
But,
so that means everything's going to round up or round down?
I don't know about that.
Right?
I hope it
probably
rounds down, right?
Yeah,
not up,
but it will.
Yeah, because you're owner of a business.
Yeah, me
very
too.
good, very good. Okay, before Susan gets started, I want her to tell you a little bit about her and Cold Coffee with Jared, because actually her products, Jared sells some of them.
We have a really nice relationship. We worked into this relationship after some watch parties for when John Garlick ran for probate judge, and we did a couple of watch parties, and And Lucy Garlic, my agent, talked to Jared a little bit about, why don't you let Susan put some of her products in? And so we started with just the banana nut bread. And it was in a little basket about this big. And today I put out a bunch in the little rack that we have there. And because it's been selling really well, and it's been a good relationship for us, and I'm tickled to be able to have our product in there.
And I can personally say it was delicious.
Thank you.
What did I tried the gluten-free.
You had gluten-free banana nut bread,
and it
yeah.
was delicious.
Yeah. And we've got the gluten-free brownie that will change your life. And you ask, how is this going to change my life? Well, it's different for everybody. You know, it has changed my life in that it's become a really good consumable, saleable item that you will enjoy because it doesn't taste like it's gluten-free. It's got so much chocolate and fat in it and sugar that it's fabulous. It's over the top delicious, and
It
so
really is.
thank you. And
Is that the killer brownie?
and yes, it's the gluten-free brownie that will change your life. And so for some people, it changes their life because they eat something gluten-free that doesn't feel and taste like it's gluten-free. And so maybe you have a more open mind about trying gluten-free products. Some of the products that I have made gluten-free really didn't turn out well. And no matter how I tried to tweak them to make them palatable, they didn't turn out well. And so I just give those up. Just let it go and try something different. And tapioca starch seems to be key to a lot of gluten-free items because it smooths out whatever gluten-free flour you're using, and so it's not as grainy on your tongue, grainy
Well, I have
in your
to
mouth.
commend you. That's a fine art. My grandmother loved. She was a really good baker.
It's fun.
She did wedding cakes and all kinds of things back when I was a child, and it's an art
It is, little brother.
to know how to do with gluten free and actually self-rising. I mean, plain flour versus self-rising
Right,
flour.
right.
There's an art to that too. A lot of people don't realize.
There is, but you know, we've got the internet now, and you can look
Yeah.
up stuff and figure out what the heck you're doing with anything. And that's how I found that brownie, was actually on the internet, and I made it for one of my Jacksonville Farmers Market customers. Her daughter was having a birthday and she was eating gluten-free, and so Tracy asked me if I can make this gluten-free brownie. I'm like, sure I can. I had never tried to make a gluten-free brownie before, but you know, enough chocolate, butter, and sugar, and it can't be a bad thing. And so we tried it, and she liked it, and I tweaked it a little bit after that. And so it's an outstanding product. It's consistent. It's more consistent than the banana nut bread because of the precision of the measuring of the stuff that goes into it. But bananas are like, some bananas are this long and this big around, and some of them are longer and bigger, and so I don't weigh the bananas. They you know, the consistency of the dough is what matters, and so some of it's taller and moister, and some of it's not, and it's all about the brownies
bananas,
and the bananas and the temperature of the butter. And I tried to make my Granny's pound cake for like years, and I could never get Granny's pound cake right, and it finally occurred to me that you know, Granny's kitchen was a temperature. I don't know how long she let the butter soften, you know, out in the temper, out in the room temperature, and I don't know what kind of flour she used and all these things. And so I finally just did my own pound cake and was perfectly satisfied with that. So Granny, I loved you and I loved your pound cake, and mine's pretty darn good too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because back in a lot of in the old days, you know, butter. I know at my grandmother's house, they never refrigerated the butter.
Yeah,
You
out on the
remember
counter,
that?
right.
It always sat on the table.
Yes.
Most of the time now we set it on the table, but you know, like when your kids get older, they're not there as much. So you know.
Yeah, we have some sitting out
Mine are
on the
still there a
counter
lot, so.
under the thing, and so that you can put it on a baked potato or slather it on some toast or wherever butter
Right.
needs to be. I think butter fits in a whole lot of different situations. You can work butter in anywhere. I do
Right,
believe that.
right.
Chocolate pretty much too. I think you can
Okay.
work in.
All right. So get us going now.
Okay, so what
are we doing?
we're all going to participate if we want to. There's a glove
Yeah,
that probably fits your
oh,
hand, and that's going to
yeah.
probably fit your hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to crumble these things up so that they will go fit nicely into the cup. And So we're going to crumble the red over here, and we will crumble. Let's start with the not gluten-free in that bowl. And I'm going to, while y'all are crumbling, I'm going to cut a little hole in this bag.
So how many do you want me to crumble now, Susan? All of them or just a couple?
Crumble a few. We've got 8 cups here. I brought extra so that we could take with or leave for the MJ and Emily and whoever else is in the building to enjoy. And so here you go.
Might get to take some home.
You just go for it. Crumble it right up. Exactly. That's, I hope that we're going to be able to send some home with everybody. Okay, so I've got a bag, a plastic bag, and I've just cut a little hole, probably too big a hole, in the end of it. And I'm going to put this whipped topping in this bag, and we're going to squirt it out into the parfaits when we start building those. And so this is, if you don't have cake decorating tips, this is how you can make it.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here in just a few seconds. But before that, maybe I can get the guys up in the TV room to pull up Oven Odyssey so you'll know how to get a hold of Susan.
Yeah, it's 938-899-4222.
At Oven Odyssey.
I will not answer my phone after 8 p.m. There are no baking emergencies.
938 and then 899-4222.
That is it. Give me a ring.
And she does catering.
We do catering, indeed. Our very first caterer thing, little brother was supposed to help with, but he got a W-2 job there for a while, and it was lasagna. He prepared all the lasagnas.
Wow.
Let me tell you, I learned something about how long it takes to cook 6 half pans of lasagna in your double oven. Longer than you
I've
think.
crumbled it good,
That's
right?
lovely. That is
how
perfect.
are you doing, Jared?
That is perfect.
good,
He is
I
doing a
think.
great job. Yes. And so I'm putting the tip thingy into the pastry bag. And I'm going to put this little tip on the end, and this is going to make a pricier presentation for our parfaits. All right? So here I go, putting some of this in here.
So you're going to, she's going to take her time doing that because we're going to have to take a quick break in a few minutes. But we are so happy you're with us today. I'm Kathy Tillery here with Susan Shipman, and we've got Jared Snyder with Cold Coffee right here in Anniston, Alabama. So that's a great place for you to come visit.
Absolutely.
And we'll tell you more, so stay with us because we're going to tell you more about Cold Coffee during this next segment, as well as he is our guest for the community segment. So stay with us, we'll be right back.
I want to live. The leading cause of death of young Americans like me is gun violence, and oftentimes tied to substance misuse. NBA, NFL, NCAA, most of you look like me, and our communities need you now more than ever. Let's make I want to live more than just a hashtag. Let's make it a movement. I am a baller against bullets.
I'm Alan Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Hey guys, this is Blair Smith at Pediatrics Plus here in Anniston, located on Henry Road. I'm over here on the well side, but we do also have a sick side urgent care if you need us. We are more than happy to see you guys. Just come on, check us out if you get a fever, cough, or cold, or want to come in for a good checkup. Thank you.
Backus Bibles and Books is dedicated to providing churches as well as individuals with products and services geared towards strengthening every relationship with Christ. We specialize in Bibles, Bible imprints, Bible restoration, church supplies, home decor, gifts, and apparel. Call us at 256-201-1202 or visit us Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 1100 Highway Drive in Oxford, Alabama. We look forward to serving you, equipping the people of God to expand the kingdom of God.
Welcome back to In Style, Cooking and the Community. Right here we're with Susan Shipman. If
Hello.
you're just now joining us, I'm Kathy Tillery, and we've got a wonderful guest this morning,
a lot
Jared
to live up to.
Snyder of Cold Coffee.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was telling everybody earlier, you can download us on the app. Be sure and do that, because literally you can watch us in any community.
Man, I tell
Actually,
it.
not even just in Alabama. You can watch us in other states.
Louisiana.
Yep, you can just download WEAC TV 24, or you could go to your search bar in your Fire TV or Roku, and you can find us there. Just type it in and do live.
All right, so what we're doing here
Okay.
is red, white, and blueberry parfaits. We've got some of the starter work done here with the crumbling, and so I've crumbled up a little bit more stuff here. This is a shortcake that you would use for strawberry shortcake or for this little parfait that we're doing. And so let's put a little bit of red on top of that.
This is going to be great for 4th of July,
They're
Memorial
lovely.
Day.
It's light and,
a
and
Labor
delicious.
Day?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, that's
Okay,
that's
now
perfect.
you want me to do the same thing?
Put
Just
some
a
stuff
little
in.
bit in?
Put some stuff in. I'm going to squirt some
About
of
that
this
much, okay.
here. Uh-oh, squirting out the top.
Okay. Let me make sure they can see that. I'm going to slide that
That's
to where
an
they can
oops
see
right
that
there.
right there.
We have an oops every now and again, so we're going to kind of pat that down. And how about some blueberries on top of that? Lovely. Yes, very good.
You gotta have more.
Heck yeah.
I
It's like
love
garlic. You just
blueberries.
got more. You need more. Absolutely. So
Do
let's
your,
put
do your blueberries have a little tartness, or are they real sweet?
yes and yes. It depends on how grown up they are.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
All right, so we're going to put that in there.
Oh.
That's kind of nice, huh?
Yeah, it
And we are going to
is.
put some more whipped topping on that with the top sealed up so that I don't wear
And where
it
do
again.
you get that product, Susan? Like for a lot of moms at home, this is a great dessert for children in the summertime.
Yeah, you can find, the plastic bag works just fine. You can pick these up at most any grocery store in the baking section.
Okay,
You're
so
gonna put a
they can
little tap,
actually do
just
this
sprinkle,
like you
just
were
a
saying
sprinkle
right
for
here,
color.
right? They
There you
can do
go.
it this way as well?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, absolutely.
So can I try that
yes,
one maybe?
please.
Yeah,
absolutely.
how about I try that one
You
then?
have at that.
Okay.
And
All right, so you put a little whipped cream here.
yes, and then we're going to add blueberries. We're going to put a blueberry
So we
on
just
top
put a
here,
little
too.
bit of whipped cream there.
More.
All right, and
Going
now we're
with
going
an
to add
odd
our
number for the
blueberries.
Feng shui. Yes, blueberries. Here
Does
we go.
that go next? Or
We're going to put some blueberries
Okay.
in. Yes, and then we're going to put another.
Red.
Yeah, let's go with red.
which is your yummy red
Nice.
velvet cake.
Yes, and I'm a big fan of red velvet cake. You know,
too.
Red,
My favorite.
There you go. Red,
husband loves it. That's
Red
his favorite
velvet's,
cake as well.
Pal is.
Okay, so more of this.
Here, let's put some of this on top of that. So we got some layers
Oh
going on.
yeah.
Cream cheese frosting and red velvet cake are besties.
And I don't know if you
That's good.
tuned in,
There
if
you
you
go.
just now are tuned in, she put just some
Sprinkle.
generic whipped cream, whipped topping, in a Ziploc bag, a clean
Nice.
Ziploc bag, and just cut the end
Put a little
to
hole
make
in
you
it. Got
a fancy.
bigger hole than
So you'll
I
have a
needed
fancy
probably.
one.
Okay. All right. That's not very exciting. Let's see if we can kind of jazz this up a little bit.
Okay.
That's a nice start on the bottom. Let's go with a big red layer in there.
Oh yeah.
And, okay, look now we've got these more cups to do.
Okay, so we can
jump
do
right
these?
in. Yes, jump right in.
And these are just crumbled up little mini blueberry cupcakes. Is
and
what
you know
she did.
these muffins you can get at the
muffins.
store. You know, or you can buy them from me. But either way, let's
Do you
go
sell
with blueberries
muffins
now.
at Cold Coffee too?
We do not. We have pastries.
And the bread,
The
right?
breads and empanadas.
Yes, and the stuff in the cold case.
We have from Equality Farms. Mr. Samuel, who y'all know, we have their salads and some juices as well.
Yeah, so you can find just all kind of different stuff to eat at Cold Coffee, which is awesome and is developing nicely, the whole let's do more thing. All right, what do we not have? We don't have any of this. Let's put some of this
Okay,
on
and
there.
so I have to do this right here because those look so good.
Yeah, that's where they're
Susan,
going.
maybe you can put them on that
That is where they're
Alabama
headed.
plate
Yep,
right
Yep,
there.
yep.
Yes.
Roll Tide. Okay.
We have Alabama and Auburn fans in the family.
That's
Everybody probably does in Alabama. You're either Alabama or Auburn fan.
Here's
and
the- you know,
actually,
if
I
we-
have a Tennessee fan.
I believe that when you step off the airplane at the airport in Alabama, you have to declare.
Yeah,
right.
either you're Auburn or Alabama
Yeah,
fan.
and you're not checking
And then if you're a
through
Tennessee
until you-
fan, you're outnumbered. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're not
Sorry.
getting through the airport if you have not first declared. All right,
But
so
there's a
on
lot of
this one, we're
Tennessee
only
fans in
going to do
Alabama.
just a little sprinkle of the red on top as a garnish because it's gluten-free. and We're
Okay.
going to try to keep it gluten-free-ish.
Okay.
What do you want to do next there?
Okay, so can I do this
Yeah.
again? Okay.
Those are yours. You can do whatever you want. I have to put a little bit more goop in there. Goop,
Ah,
that's not what
yeah,
that's
there
called.
we go. Some more whipped cream there.
This, and these are gluten-free. So
Well, it's
we're gonna
actually,
go
I
with a
mean,
little bit
you
of
could
that.
use actual whipped cream. The can too, people
Oh,
could,
sure,
right?
sure.
But
This
I
is
would do
just
that if
the-
it was fresh, like you were going to eat it like right then.
This is a
correct?
really good way to do it inexpensively.
Yes.
The produce is pricey, and blueberries are pricey at the store.
Oh, I'm out of whipped
where
cream.
Yeah, we're going to refill everybody.
Okay.
The blueberries are way in season right now, and that's why we're featuring them.
You said that you think yours will be producing for a long time
It
this year?
seems like they will, Jared, because
Like,
they
how-
have got
how
little
many
green
months is that?
Well, not months, but at least another 2 weeks and probably longer than
yeah.
that, because they are not developed, and it's
Not
just
as good as
amazing.
I'm not as good as Susan is at this
well,
right
you don't
here,
have
you know.
as good a tool.
So with coffee beans and the coffee cherries, the longer they take to develop, usually the better quality it is. Is that the same, you think, with blueberries?
Probably yes, because if I will leave them alone long enough for them to get huge like that, like the size of a Bing cherry, then they are my bushes are showing off. They truly are, and there are more extra big ones than there are little bitty ones, and so I'm saying that's a win all the way around. If you like blueberries, my husband, Mr. Shipman, really only likes blueberries in a blueberry muffin, and that's fine with me. You know, but they're
Well, blueberries have no calories. I
They-
mean, they're
they
the
have
best
some,
food.
but it's an
Well,
amazing
a very-
antioxidant.
Yeah, it's a very minute amount. I mean, you have to eat a lot to have a lot of calories. But blueberries are great if you're a type 2 diabetic or if you're type 1 diabetic. They're great. Or you're on a
Blueberries-
diet, like a lot of these people go on the low carb diets, which I don't like any of those diets. But I'm always on a seafood
I can't
diet.
do low
I need
carb.
to take
It's
off a
just
few
not
pounds,
happening.
so I need to cut back on my
Just not
seeing.
happening.
But
So these freeze really well also, and you know, if you read something that says store them for 3 months, that's inaccurate from my perspective, from my
Right.
experience.
Right.
I know that you can keep them in the freezer way longer than that. Wash them, let them drain, let them dry, and then put them in a good container that's going to protect them. And I have blueberries from last season. These are not they, but I do, and they will do just fine in a blueberry crumble or a blueberry muffin or a blueberry whatever. One of my
and
aunts
they
will
last
pull
a
the-
year in the freezer, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Up to
Yes.
well, sometimes longer
You know,
than
and longer
that.
than
I'm
that.
thinking
Yeah,
a
yeah.
deep freezer,
A-
right?
absolutely.
Could be years.
That they can last for a really super long time.
Right.
Okay. A little bit
All right,
of
I've got a little
this.
mess
Oh,
going
that's
on over
lovely.
here. I'm gonna clean my mess up.
Yeah, we don't have a bus boy or a prep cook or anything, so
All right,
it's all
hold on, let's
us.
see here. I'm still working on mine here.
They're great. They're so great. These are lovely. And
Okay,
look at
I
all
need
the
to
blueberries
put a little
I
bit of
need
the
to eat
red
that
now
one.
in
Yeah, you do.
mine.
Yeah, you do.
I need some color.
You're just a good
Here.
sharer. He shares
Share
well.
with me, dude.
Nice, nice. Artiste. So about baking and about chefing,
Okay.
little brother used to say that baking is a science and chefing is art. And I.
So
you
are
know,
these
it
done,
is.
or do I
do whatever you want to do
another cut?
with of
I want to do another
yours.
coat
Do
on this
another,
one.
yeah, absolutely.
This one will
More
have
is
to
better.
be mine to eat right here.
More is better. And I brought the lids to go on the cups, and so these can stay already put together like that, refrigerated for 3 days without
Oh,
being ooky.
Drop
Jumper.
one. That's okay.
Escapee.
We'll get him. We'll get him.
Yeah, so these will stay nice in your refrigerator if they if they don't get eaten. There you go.
Yum.
Good job.
Yum.
Nothing like this stays very long in my refrigerator.
Okay, so, and look, you can just seal this up.
Yes.
And
The
where do you get
whipped
these little
cream-
containers?
I
You're
got-
so smart.
I got these from Amazon actually, and it's a
Oh,
little
really?
9-ounce cup, and yeah, they're
Nice.
good for the catering thing, and they travel well. They do a nice little thing like this
You
well.
probably could get them at a box store, though, probably, too.
Yes,
Some
and
of
I've
them,
seen
I bet.
there's a smaller version of this. I think it's a 5.5 ounce at Wally World, and Pick and Save has got a container section on one of their aisles, and,
Right.
and so they've got some things to choose from.
Well, we are going to. You want me to cover these?
We're going to eat
This
something,
is
aren't
just
we?
a great summer
Right?
treat.
I mean, we're going to eat something.
Now, guessing, and it probably doesn't have that many calories. I would actually guess, because me having a top 1 and
You're
being an
gonna-
old nurse here, I would guess that's probably only about maybe 150 calories.
Max, yeah, probably less than
Yeah,
that.
yeah, not
Probably
many.
less than that. Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
All right,
nice.
now Jared, show yours. With the guys in the
Jared's got it
upstairs
going
will
on
have to
over
get a
here.
good picture of that.
They're going to want a good
Don't those
picture of
look
that going in
great?
their mouth.
Now look at there.
Look at there, she
Doesn't that
says.
look good?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yep,
look,
yep,
let's
yep.
put them all over here so you can see them all. Oh,
It's okay.
That just
It's
happened.
okay.
Here we go. We got
See,
one right here.
It's a parfait.
There we go. Actually, you left that one a little colorful on the top.
Oh, I'm gonna have to.
Right?
See, that was on my way to my mouth. Really not supposed to do that on TV.
Look at there. This is great. Look,
Nice.
this is a great dish for birthdays.
Sure.
You know, especially kids, because then
Oh, yeah.
they're not wired from
As
all the
much.
cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Well,
really
it's a nice
good.
individual serving, and that's easy enough to do. And then you can make them ahead of time so that you're in the chaos of the children.
Right.
You're already set with that.
And also, it's gluten free. And if you need
Some of it
to
is.
get some gluten free products
the broken one.
and you want to try some of Susan's, you can stop by and have a coffee called Coffee up in Anniston, Alabama.
Absolutely. Or you can
It's
call
right
Susan.
on Quintard. Yes, it looks delicious. Can we all have some now?
Yeah, would you?
Okay, because we're fixing to go off the air, so we will. We'll see you back in just a few moments. This is delicious.
Nice, huh?
Blueberries.
The Civilian Marksmanship Program, also known as CMP, is a national organization dedicated to training and educating U.S. citizens in responsible uses of firearms and air guns through gun safety training, marksmanship training, and competitions. Their vision is to lead the nation in marksmanship excellence, providing safe, high-quality, and innovative programs with a focus on youth. For more information about the CMP and upcoming events, visit thecmp.org.
The weather is warming up and spring is just around the corner at Miller Sand and Landscape Supply. I'm Craig Miller and we've got something for everyone. From bulk materials like sand, gravel, and mulch to beautiful outdoor decor to make your outdoor living space the envy of the neighborhood. See our beautiful selection of Mazzarelli fountains, flowers to brighten your garden, and an outdoor center loaded with beautiful decor. Whether you need a little or a lot, visit Miller Sand and Landscape Supply.
Hey, this is Jason at Reeves Insurance. Just want to say a quick thank you to all of our customers for your support over the years. We now have offices in Anniston, Alexandria, and Oxford in order to serve you better. So stop in and see me or any of our experienced staff and let us shop for you to find you the best price and the best coverage available. Thank you.
Welcome back to In Style Cooking and with the Community. I'm Kathy Tillery and Susan Shipman,
Hello.
and we have Jared
Good
Snyder
morning.
with Cold Coffee with us today. And we are having a summer treat right
We
here.
are. We
This
are.
is a great summer treat. Actually, you could do
Enjoying.
this year round, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
This
There's
would be good
nothing
during
that's
Christmas.
like designated for a particular time of year, as far as I'm concerned.
This would be really good during Christmas.
Be a nice, easy thing to prep ahead of time and serve to a large group of people. Absolutely.
Yes, yeah, it would.
Yeah.
And if you're just now joining us, Susan made this delightful dish right here. She used small little blueberry muffins and some red velvet cake and some fresh blueberries and a little generic whipped cream.
And
And I'm still eating it. It's delicious.
you can either make blueberry muffins yourself. There are mixes available in the baking aisle. You can buy the blueberry muffin, which is perfectly okay. It's even better if you buy it from me. If you don't do that, that's fine. They're available commercially, and the blueberries are in season now. Not that you're going to find these in-season blueberries at the grocery store, so because those are still coming from wherever they came from. I forgot our.
I don't even know where do we get blueberries? Do y'all know out of the country?
I know because when we lived there, a
Right.
lot of them, they found out a few years ago that a certain part of Peru, blueberries can grow year-round.
Really?
So
Thank
they
you.
started growing a lot of blueberries down there.
Okay.
It's in between the desert and the mountain. It's not a real wet environment, kind of dry, but they found out they can grow them year-round, so a lot of them now come from Peru.
Cool. So there you go. If they are growing year-round in Peru, you can find these at your local farmers markets. I know that for sure. And if my blueberries are wide open, then everybody else's blueberries are too. We had a couple of
They do not taste like
borderline-
this in the store, though. That's for
No,
sure.
They're not
they
that
really
good.
don't.
These are so good.
They're just-
Thank
yeah,
you.
they're
Thank
not this
you.
good. No.
We avoided a couple of late frosts, and that was just a blessing because they started blooming in like
Right.
mid-March, and so we usually are going to have another frost or two before we're done, and so. I don't know if that made them even better. That borderline frost, we didn't get frosted on, and we have covered them before to not get frosted on. We cut them back last year,
Right.
and so maybe that had to do with the explosive growth also. Whatever it was, it's okay with me.
Well, now in the grocery store, you know, I know everybody purchases blueberries in the grocery store. You see the organic ones and then the regular ones, and you see a small. It's like $3 or $4, and then the organic is like $8 or $9. What is the difference?
And see, these are grown
You know, Susan?
organically in
Yes.
that I haven't, it's not certified organic, but I didn't put any pesticides or the stuff that makes them grow. What do you got? Fertilizer.
Right.
This is between God and the blueberries. There's no additives. There's nothing extra in there, and so that is organic. Is that they don't have any man-made junk on them, and they grew organically like it was intended, and so. So those are organic, but you know I haven't had someone
No, well, they're
certify them.
delicious.
And that's true of everything in our garden. We don't put junk on our vegetables. They have to survive the bugs and
Right.
the rain. And the deer have been having their way in my bean patch. And it's like, it's okay, guys. Y'all are cute, so we'll let you have what you need.
Well, do you grow tomatoes?
Yes, I will have an excessive number of Cherokee purples this year.
Ooh, nice.
Yes. And
Okay, is there actually a purple tomato?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, actually, one of my tomato plants, I buy different ones,
Mm-hmm.
and I planted them. My husband made me this nice planter
Nice,
instead of doing
thanks, honey.
tubs. So it's very nice. But I planted different types of
Yes,
tomato plants, and one of them I noticed yesterday had these really pretty round. They almost look like a plum,
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Good.
but they're purple.
Okay.
And my husband said,
Purple bumblebee is what that's called.
Really?
It's a nice.
"Does it have a good flavor?"
Yes, ma'am. You're gonna like that tomato. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Last year I planted snow whites, plum regals. I've got some orange pixies and I can't remember I've got a vast variety of tomatoes. I did brandywines this year for the first time, but you know the garden is just struggling because it has been inundated with water,
Rain.
and
Right.
we have pulled two
Right.
tomatoes and one pepper, out of all of that. What's still trying to survive is the herbs are doing pretty well, and but the lettuce is just about done because it's the end of the season. They like the cool weather. And
my romaine is growing really good.
Good.
It actually was ready to stalk, and I had to cut it.
Yes. When
I cut it and gave some actually to my sister the other day.
When it gets ready to bolt, you need to do something about it. This
yeah, it was trying to bolt because it was going straight up.
This dill was starting to get ready to bloom, and so we brought it with it's a pretty little decoration. And basil, my basil is doing really well.
Oh yeah, mine
and
is
it's
too.
basil season. You know, that stuff smells so much better than I ever knew that it did. The rosemary is lovely. That jumper there was lemon balm. This is really nice. It's got a beautiful oil.
Okay, so I'm going to be like somebody that doesn't know a lot, and I planted basil in with my tomatoes to keep away the bugs.
Okay.
Right? So help me to know, what can we do with that basil I've planted? What can I use it for?
My friend Johnny puts it on a sandwich like lettuce.
Really?
I'm not sure I like basil that much, but
with cheese.
But he does that. It's got to be good, right?
Yeah, it'd be
okay,
good.
Jared says it's good, so I've got to try that. Basil is really good chopped up in tomato dishes, like spaghetti and lasagna.
Right.
And I wouldn't put it in chili, but it pairs very well with tomatoes, and it's basil season, and Mr. Downing will tell us that it's definitely basil season.
Well,
and so mine is showing
my
off the
basil is like really tall.
Yeah.
Do you cut it back? Because I usually just leave it alone. I'm just doing it for bugs.
If you cut it, it's going to stalk back out into more than one thing.
Really?
Yeah. Don't cut it down to the base, but to cut it about halfway.
Right.
And then you're going to get new growth.
And now's the time probably, and you probably have already done it. I have to go out and take my scissors and clean off the blight, the little yellow that gets on the tomato limbs, so that way it doesn't take away from the good tomato, right?
We don't want to wear the tomato plant out trying to resuscitate those yellow things on them, because that happens when we have too much water. And
okay,
so yeah, and the tomatoes will split also. I mean, there are hybrids that are designed so that they don't split as much, but too much water makes your tomato split, and that doesn't make the tomato bad. It just means that you need to pick it and you need to use it, because it's going to go bad because the bugs will get in it once it's split open like that. So you definitely need to go ahead and pick that.
I don't know about you, but I planted like some early. I did two at your stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever, Walmart. You can buy, like a couple of tomato plants that are already like staked in the pot.
Right.
They cost a little more. They're like $20.
Downing's has got those also, by the way.
Yes. Okay. We need to ask him about how many plants he still has, because those two I bought, they've already produced, and now it looks like they're dying. I mean, I think are they done?
They shouldn't be. There aren't that many varieties of determinate tomatoes. That's what that means, is that it does its thing and it's done. Most of the tomato plants on the market commercially are going to be indeterminate, meaning that they're going to bloom and fruit and bloom and fruit and bloom and fruit over and over again. So just
give me the trick then. What do I do?
Just hold still.
Don't
do
throw
you
them
have
away yet.
any Epsom salt in your house?
Yes, I
it's
do.
Magnesium.
Okay.
Take a half a teaspoon of magnesium and put it right at the base of that plant, and it's going to thank you for that.
Okay, so just drop a little bit on the soil at the base?
Yes, right at the base of the plant. Yes,
okay.
Yes, and don't water it right after that or anything. Just leave it like it is. Water it before maybe, but
good gardening tips.
And magnesium is a good natural something to add to your plants to stimulate growth. Magnesium is good for us also.
Right. Wow, that's a good
idea. And
because my other tomatoes now are starting to bloom. The ones I started with the little 99-cent plants, because I planted some of those, and then I planted some that was like the $2 or $3 ones. They're all now. I've got one that's really. I've already
have it in a
staked
raised
them all.
garden. Okay, good.
I've already staked them all.
So
with
it's
my little,
out in the world. It's getting the same amount of rain that mine are getting.
Right.
Yeah. So there's that's unfortunate, and our soil is either draining enough or it's not. But if the bottom falls out of the sky every day, 40 days and 40 nights. It's been longer than that, I think. Then, you know, everything is just drowning. That's just all
Well,
there
I've
is to
got a
it.
lot. I had a lot.
It's too
okay.
much.
Like my tomatoes, they were probably this size.
Good
or
enough.
A little bigger.
Yeah.
And I was concerned, like Susan was saying, with wildlife because sometimes we have a few possums or raccoons. We have rabbits that come in the
If they
yard.
would just
I
bite,
planted them the
if they would
lettuce
just bite
actually.
one tomato instead of all of the tomatoes, they just bite one. Just
no,
have the
but
whole
they
thing.
take a little plug
Yes.
out of every
Yes.
single tomato.
Yes.
And so I picked
It's like they're
about
finding the right
10
one or something.
of those
There you go.
tomatoes
Yeah.
yesterday, and I'm just
Put
you
'em
put
up in
them
the
in your
window.
windowsill,
Yeah.
and actually the nice thing is they slowly ripen.
Yes.
So that actually you can use them as they ripen. You have a couple every few days that ripen.
Mr. Shipman likes them when they're not quite all the way red, and so that's easy enough to do. We've got some big ones on the Better Boys right now, but the plants just look horrible.
Okay, the Better Boy is the one I was talking about that was on my porch.
Okay.
It was that one plant
Okay.
that I got earlier.
It's supposed to make
And
you
it
a big.
produced,
It's a
but
beefsteak tomato.
Yeah, but it didn't. Something got it.
Okay.
And actually, I have some
It's
little
not too late
lizard
to start
friends.
over. They're not your friends.
No, but they wanted to be my friends. I have these 2 or 3 little lizards.
Yeah.
That my little dog just
Lord.
runs and tries to
Yes,
get.
of course.
And I'm wondering, would they eat my tomatoes?
The lizards, why not? I don't know what they eat.
That's the reason why. Because that's the only thing I'm seeing.
There are an awful lot
And birds, of course.
bugs and critters that want to eat our tomatoes, and
Yeah.
so it's just like
Yeah.
they can't eat all of them. Plant more. It's not
Yeah.
too late in the season to start plants. It's just not, because tomatoes are going to produce until the first frost, which could be
September,
November.
October,
It
yeah.
could be November for us.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so go ahead and plant some more plants, and with your herbs, you want to space out the planting of
Okay.
those anyway, because they mature and they bolt, and so you need
So what
another.
about peppers? Like
Peppers are
the
slow,
bell
you know.
peppers?
Peppers are 90 days.
Yeah,
from the
mine.
plant
I mean,
date,
I've
and they
just got one, and a critter got it.
Mine are not happy either. It's the whole rain thing.
Oh yeah.
We have no control. So,
Well, thank you so much. We're going to take a break in just a few seconds. So stay with us right here in style with Cooking with Susan Shipman and the community. And our community guest coming up next is Jared Snyder with Cold Coffee. We'll be right back to have a nice sit down. Too bad we don't have a cup of coffee.
Should've brought
We
some.
should have brought some coffee. We should. Next time we'll have to do that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I want to live. The leading cause of death of young Americans like me is gun violence, and oftentimes tied to substance misuse. NBA, NFL, NCAA, most of you look like me, and our communities need you now more than ever. Let's make I want to live more than just a hashtag. Let's make it a movement. I am a baller against bullets.
I'm Alan Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Hey guys, this is Blair Smith at Pediatrics Plus here in Anniston, located on Henry Road. I'm over here on the well side, but we do also have a sick side urgent care if you need us. We are more than happy to see you guys. Just come on, check us out if you get a fever, cough, or cold, or want to come in for a good checkup. Thank you.
Backus Bibles and Books is dedicated to providing churches as well as individuals with products and services geared towards strengthening every relationship with Christ. We specialize in Bibles, Bible imprints, Bible restoration, church supplies, home decor, gifts, and apparel. Call us at 256-201-1202 or visit us Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 1100 Highway Drive in Oxford, Alabama. We look forward to serving you, equipping the people of God to expand the kingdom of God.
The Civilian Marksmanship Program, also known as CMP, is a national organization dedicated to training and educating U.S. citizens in responsible uses of firearms and air guns through gun safety training, marksmanship training, and competitions. Their vision is to lead the nation in marksmanship excellence, providing safe, high-quality, and innovative programs with a focus on youth. For more information about the CMP and upcoming events, visit thecmp.org.
The weather is warming up and spring is just around the corner at Miller Sand and Landscape Supply. I'm Craig Miller, and we've got something for everyone. From bulk materials like sand, gravel, and mulch to beautiful outdoor decor to make your outdoor living space the envy of the neighborhood. See our beautiful selection of Mazzarelli fountains, flowers to brighten your garden, and an outdoor center loaded with beautiful decor. Whether you need a little or a lot, visit Miller Sand and Landscape Supply.
Hey, this is Jason at Reeves Insurance. Just want to say a quick thank you to all of our customers for your support over the years. We now have offices in Anniston, Alexandria, and Oxford in order to serve you better. So stop in and see me or any of our experienced staff and let us shop for you. We'll find you the best price and the best coverage available. Thank you.
Welcome back to In Style Cooking and the Community. We're here with Jared Snyder of Cold Coffee here in Anniston, Alabama. And tell us where you're located, Jared.
We are located at 1400 Quintard, so right on 14th Street in Quintard, which is Highway 21 that runs right through downtown Anniston. We're right next door. On one side we have the Chamber of Commerce, the Calhoun County Chamber of Commerce. The other side is Little Caesars, so right between those two.
Yes.
And Jared, if you didn't join us for one of our previous episodes of In Style, Jared talked a lot about how long Cold Coffee has been here. So maybe tell us just in case if some of the viewers are new tuning in, how long has it been in business?
So we started in 2018 really, and we started out just selling. We had just moved back from Peru, doing missions work in Peru, and one of our friends was a coffee farmer, so we started importing their coffee, and we started out in 2018 just selling little roasted bags of coffee. And then in 2019, we built out a little coffee cart about this size, and it had an espresso machine on it, so we could make drinks, went to festivals and markets. And then I guess end of 2019, we built out a coffee truck.
Yes.
Wow.
And did that for a year before we decided to look for a location, which is, we wound up at 1400 Quintard with that.
And that's a prime location.
And it is a landmark now. I'm like, when I give directions, I'm like, well, it's catty-cornered from Cold Coffee, and people know what the heck I'm talking about. You guys are so
And if
busy.
you grew up here, that actually, it's beside the chamber, and it used to be a dry cleaners when I was a little girl.
It seemed like it was a donut shop in between.
There
too,
was,
wasn't it?
but everybody knew that was where the dry cleaners used to be because they were there forever.
When we took apart the sign by the road, it still had the Concord Cleaners inside of the Daylight Demolition.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, so I have gone in his coffee shop, and it is delightful. It is very friendly. It's a nice place to meet and greet with your friends. It's a great little social place if you want it to be. Or you can just run in, grab your coffee and go, or you can go through the drive-thru, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And Susan sells her...
Hey, we have banana nut breads and the gluten-free brownie that will change your life, and you need to get your favorite bev, have a little something to eat there. Artisanal baked goods is there also, and there are the empanadas and then the salads in the cold case. So, you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner at Cold Coffee.
Okay, so I love vanilla lattes, cappuccinos. Can you give us a little inside scoop on how you make those?
Absolutely.
Jared?
So it really starts, we import the coffee that we use, or our friends from Honduras, they're importing it and we get it from them. So it really starts with having the best coffee possible for the price range that we need to stay in. So we've really found two good coffees, our Peru and our Honduras, that we do that with. It's all super fresh. So our Peru got here, I think in November this year. It was really fast. It was harvested July, August, got it in November. Our Honduras we got in March. It was harvested end of January, February.
Wow.
So really, really fresh coffee.
Nice.
And I think you can taste that difference. We also roast everything in-house. So most coffee shops don't do that. And it doesn't really matter where you roast, but the fact that we're roasting it and then we let it set usually for about a week before we use it, ideally, it gives it the best flavor possible time-wise.
Is that the big bags in the store? Now, what is
Yes.
that? I saw that.
Those are big sacks of green coffee.
Okay.
You picked that up in Atlanta?
The Honduras we do, and the Peru we have shipped straight to us here.
Wow.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the coffee shop smells divine.
Oh, when you're roasting, the whole neighborhood smells divine.
The roasting smells a little different than like you imagine brewed coffee or ground coffee. It smells more like a bread baking. It's actually going through the same Maillard process is what they call it, where the sugars in it are caramelizing, so it kind of smells a lot like bread when it's baking.
So nice.
It smells so good. If you're sitting inside, it makes you want to drink coffee, even if you're not a coffee drinker.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't. And you do have decaf.
We have decaf and we have a
How silly is that?
yeah. So
A lot of people don't drink caffeinated anymore. Like my husband, he
Yeah.
drank caffeinated for years. And he was a big coffee drinker. Black.
Yeah.
And, over time, though, that can affect your blood pressure or, it makes you have the jitters too much. So we went to decaf. And the only decaf I found, I actually had to order some. He would probably love your decaf because he does not like really, really dark, bittery type decaf coffees.
Which a lot of it is. And that's,
Yes.
So recently, in the past 10 years or so, they've changed a lot of the ways they process decaf to make it more organic and less harmful to the environment. So what we use is called the sugarcane process. It takes a natural chemical out of the sugarcane when they're processing sugarcane to make
And you
sugar.
do that actually?
We don't do that, but that's the way ours is
You get it.
processed.
Okay,
we get
good.
it like that. I
Right.
think it's processed. It's from Colombia. It's processed in Mexico, then comes to us.
Okay.
So they take a natural chemical that comes out of the sugarcane and use that to extract the caffeine out of the beans, and it's the best tasting way by far that they've found so far to do that.
Right.
And then the caffeine that's left over out of that process gets sold to beverage companies that make energy drinks and stuff like that. So it's all reused.
That's where that goes. I wondered about that.
really
Into
good
the
decaf.
caffeine abyss. No.
I wondered where that caffeine went.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was just wasted. And there's something called a water processing they can do too.
The
isn't
Swiss
there?
water process.
Yeah.
Kind of the same idea. I think the sugarcane process they found to be a little more sustainable.
Right.
But the Swiss water process is also a really good way
I
to
think
go.
that's higher. It's harder to do, isn't it?
is,
You
Yeah.
know, I want
Yeah.
to sit in cold coffee long enough to smell like coffee when I leave. Right? You smell like catfish when you leave top of the river.
Yeah.
And so I want to absorb that in my clothes and take it around with
There's
me.
a
day to
downside
day.
that comes with that, and that's I always smell like coffee, but I can never smell coffee.
Oh,
So
really? Because you
crazy.
smell it all the time.
people come in, they're like, "Oh, it smells so good," and to me, I don't smell coffee
Yeah,
hardly
because you're
anymore.
not smelling it. Yeah.
So a little
yeah.
nose blind to it is what
And
they
then,
say.
what are your hours?
So our hours are during the week we're open 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Right.
and Saturdays we're open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay. So a great little place to come have Saturday morning breakfast then,
Absolutely,
right?
it's a hopping place.
and
on
you still have
Saturdays.
There are
pastries.
activities on Saturdays at
Yeah,
the
lots
coffee
of times
shop often.
people will host
Hannah will do some
host events.
things.
My wife hosts some women's classes every couple months.
Oh, that's
Women's health
good.
classes and things like that. A lot of local realtors host events there, things like that. So,
Oh, yes. So if you need to host an event nearby, if you're in Gadsden or Cherokee County, up in Center, Oxford, Talladega, anywhere, really, they could get in touch with you,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So I'll have the guys throw up your graphics because that way you can give us a phone number to call, okay?
It is 256-239-4417.
4417. And Jared with Cold Coffee, and you're the owner, you and your wife,
Yes, ma'am.
correct? So it's a very, very quaint, wonderful place. And now, how do you make a cappuccino?
So a cappuccino is a little different than a latte. Same idea. So they both have
Okay.
espresso and milk in them. A cappuccino has the ratio of espresso, it's the same amount of espresso the way we do it, but the ratio to milk is a little higher coffee than a latte.
Oh, really?
So the
actually, the cappuccino's got more caffeine than the latte.
Well, no, it's the
pretty
same
much?
amount but less milk. So the
Okay.
taste.
Oh, okay,
So
less
you taste the
milk.
coffee more.
Okay.
So for our cappuccinos, they're 6 ounces. So we have 2 ounces of espresso,
Right.
and 3 ounces of steamed milk, which really turns into about 4 once you steam it. And the cappuccino generally has more foam on top than the latte. So we try to make sure we do that right. So it gives you a really concentrated, not as concentrated as espresso, or we have a cortado as well, which is
Cortado, yes.
just 2 ounces milk, 2 ounces espresso, and that's my favorite drink. But
That's
straight
when you're
to the point,
younger
right?
and need
Yeah.
lots of caffeine.
yeah, you can just pound it and go on with your day.
Yeah. In other words, you don't have time to drink the cup of coffee. You
Yeah.
just want a quick caffeine. Yeah.
But then the lattes will have more milk.
Now, see, I love milk. That's why I started drinking lattes years ago.
Yeah.
Because I'm a true milk drinker. Chocolate milk, 2%. But now I don't drink whole milk, of course.
Yeah.
Man, we do with our young babies. You know, when they hit 12 months of age, you start them on whole milk, and then you can
The whole milk-
slowly
whole
go to
milk does taste
2%
better.
later.
Yes, indeed.
Steamed,
Yeah.
it's a lot sweeter than 2% milk.
Yeah.
Whole milk usually tastes like
And that may be something I can taste a difference.
But you have
does
that
it seem
too.
richer?
If I want an iced white mocha something, you can put less.
For sure, we have the
Like a
2%
2%.
milk, we have almond milk, we have oat milk, and then a lot of people now, the keto type diets and stuff are using half and half instead of whole milk to get all the fat that they
Yeah.
need. So they'll have a latte with
really?
12 ounces of half and half.
That is expensive.
It's expensive.
These days.
It's expensive.
Half and half is higher.
and half
That's
is
a
way
lot higher
And I don't
than
really.
just regular
the
milk.
taste of it to me is not my favorite, but we sell a lot of it. So.
Yeah, and that
Yeah,
probably
it's
has a
thick.
real rich
It does.
flavor. That might be a little bit too much for me. I think I'll stick. So when I went through the drive-through, because they have a drive-through, I just asked for a French vanilla latte with 2% milk, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
But now, does it automatically come with whipped cream, or do you have to ask for whipped
No,
cream?
we don't normally add whipped cream with it unless people ask for
Okay.
it. And then we also
Okay.
have, if you do it ice, we also have the cold foam that a
Yeah,
lot of people.
and a lot of people love the iced coffees.
Oh yeah, we sell a good amount more ice than we do
Do you
hot,
really?
even during the winter. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
You know, the second Friday of every month is Coffee with the Chamber at Called Coffee most of the time. And last Friday, it was packed and just jamming, and like 8 deep in the drive-through. And I was like, oh my, can I help? You know, I wanted to get behind the counter and now take the
that's
money or
good.
something. I can
so
figure it out.
Fridays is a big day for businesses to come. Is
Yeah,
that what
Fridays
they
is
do?
usually our busiest day in general.
Okay.
But the second Friday of every month, our local chamber, which is right across the street, they host an event called Coffee with the Chamber. So
Okay.
Linda and the team over there advertise to all the chamber members, and it's a networking. If you're new to the chamber, new to the area, it's a great event to come to because
Oh
it's
yeah,
really
Linda's
just laid
very
back.
nice. I knew
Yeah.
Sherry
Yeah.
for a long
Right.
time, and she moved. But Linda's great.
is.
She was there actually with Sherry years ago. So
It was busy
on Fridays, does it slow down like around lunchtime?
It does. We usually slow down around
Because
lunchtime.
I want to. I have a meeting. A friend of mine wanted me to meet there.
Yeah.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah, quiet meetings I would suggest after lunch on
Yeah.
Fridays.
Okay, good. And I am so thankful that you have joined us today for In Style Cooking with the Community. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Kathy Tillery with Susan Shipman and a wonderful guest, Jared, from Called Coffee right here on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. If you don't know much about Anniston, come find out about Anniston. It's a great place, and hopefully this show is going to bring community businesses back alive to where everybody can see what we have available in other parts, other states. Because there's a lot to offer right here.
Just
We have
shop
a beautiful,
local or there won't be local.
beautiful museum. There's
Yes.
all kinds of
Yes.
things here in Anniston, Alabama, Calhoun County, Oxford. The surrounding counties are beautiful. We have Cherokee that has Wise Lake, if you love to fish. You have Pell City that love to fish. But thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Have a beautiful day.